Welcome to Weldon Road. This is the first game of the season, of course, and what a glorious day. The Castleford lineup for this game against Wigan, and what a game it's going to be, surely. Wigan, of course, without Ellery Hanley, but Castleford, with all their important signings over the last couple of years, and even this close season, they've signed Mike Ford, the Great Britain scrum half from Oldham. But as you can see, there's a shock selection there. Graham Steadman, their record signing, is playing at fullback. St John Ellis, who had such a marvellous season, capped for Great Britain on the right wing. And Tony Smith, who had that bad injury at Wigan the back end of last season. David Nelson, another new signing, on the left wing. And the half-back pair, Gary Atkins, signed from York last year, with Mike Ford at number 7. And then number 13 there, another record signing, Tawiri Nikau. And of course, John Joyner, the club captain, still in the 15 there. But here we have the Wigan side, Steve Hampson at fullback, David Myers, Dean Bell, Joe Lydon, Fano Botica, no Kevin Iro, of course. And then we have Sean Edwards, Andy Gregory, Ian Lucas, Martin Dermott, Kelvin Skerrett. And it should be Ian Gildart at number 11 and Andy Platt at 12 and Dennis Betts at 13. The unenviable task of replacing Ellery Hanley. And then Sam Panapa and Mike Forshaw, the substitutes. And the referee for this afternoon's epic game here at Weldon Road, a glorious day. The crowd possibly going to be the biggest Castleford will see this season, but if they can get a great start to this Stones Bidder Championship by defeating the holders Wigan, who knows what could be in store for the Weldon Road club. So there we have the Wigan side. They've gone up to the railway end here at Weldon Road. And this is a very, very important day for them. Andy Gregory, their new skipper. No shortage of ability, either captaincy or on the playing field from the Pocket Dynamo. You look through that side, and as I say, Kevin Arrow, Ellery Hanley are missing. But it's still littered with internationals and potential with the likes of Ian Gildart. And here we have the Castleford side now with Lee Crooks leading them out onto the field. Lee Crooks looking as fit as he's ever been, looking for big things, and Lee will be first to tell you he's going on that tour to Australia next year. Keith England also will want to put in a big performance, and Sean Irwin in his new role in the second row will be looking to impress Malcolm Reilly, who's here at Weldon Road today, and possibly find himself on another tour. David Nelson there, who was signed from Sheffield Eagles, with David Plange going in the opposite direction. So big things from the ex-Queen's Park lad will be expected, and let's hope he gets plenty of chances. Gary Atkins just doing a little bit of stretching there. The Castleford number 6, really a big important game for him personally this afternoon, because he's been learning the tricks of the trade in the A-team with the occasional run out in the first team last year. But coach Daryl van der Veld has put his faith and trust in him to take on the likes of Sean Edwards this afternoon. There we have Andy Gregory and Lee Crooks just shaking hands. The referee Colin Morris with our 2 touch judges, David Mitchell on the far side there, and Stan Jackson with his back to us. Lee Crooks spinning the coin. Colin Morris says, "Down to you, Mr. Crooks." And Andy Gregory will be kicking off. We've got a bit of a crosswind here this afternoon. Absolutely glorious conditions. It's always great with the first game of the season. The pitch looks in immaculate condition. Invariably the sun is shining. People out there in their shirt sleeves, an abundance of colour intermingled. This is the great thing about our game of rugby league. The black and amber of Castleford, the red and white of Wigan, no segregation, just total enjoyment for everybody. Well, this is the start then. Wigan going to be kicking from right to left as we look from the television gantry. The railway ends away to the right, and a low kick coming off there from Joe Lydon. Graham Steadman puts the ball to Dean Sampson. Dean Sampson charges in, a crunching tackle there, straight in from Dennis Betts. Graham Southernwood to Keith England. Keith England never far away from the ball, whether it's on attack or defence. But referee Colin Morris saying no holding down, made his mark very early in the game, 25 seconds into the game. Colin Morris, one of the sticklers for ensuring that the players are allowed to play that ball very quickly. He's a fit man himself, and he wants the players to be just as fit and the game moving. Good play. Dean Sampson coming in again, runs into Skerritt. That's a strong tackle there from Kelvin Skerritt. The ex-Bison Sports player, played for Hunslet, Bradford Northern. Keith England coming in again, Kelvin Skerritt. Good duel between those two we'll see this afternoon. Mike Ford feeding onto Lee Crooks there. Lee Crooks just on the halfway line. Dennis Betts doing an enormous amount of tackling, it seems, already, but first touch for Nico. Oh, Nico makes a break. He's got Anderson there. Doesn't see Anderson. Hampson puts him down, but what a great touch from the New Zealander. Gary Atkins making the break now. Puts the ball out there. St. John Ellis with a chance. Will he take on Boddicker? Tries to go round. Goes inside. Hampson gets him. Dean Bell in there. We're on the last tackle. But good play from Castleford. Now Mike Ford. But no, Stedman comes in there. Puts the ball into the corner. Lydon takes it, but well tackled there. But great play there by Castleford. Nico possibly just lost his way when he broke clear on that far side. Looking for the support. He looked the wrong side. Anderson was on the other side of him. But now Castleford's turn to do the tackling. Gildart coming forward there. Just to remind you that Ian Gildart is wearing number 11 and Andy Platt 12. Now Gregory going in with the early kick there. Mike Ford down on him. Stedman takes the ball superbly. Let's see what Stedman can do from the broken play. Will he go clear on his own? Beats the first man, Skerritt. But the tackle coming in there quite quickly, straight afterwards by Andy Platt with Skerritt get back. Now Nelson beating 2 or 3 men. Frenchy being able to go forward before he's tackled there by Dermot. All Castleford at the moment. Dean Sampson charging up to the 25, inside the 25. 4 Wigan men have to bring him down. What can Castleford find here now? Mike Ford straight in the thick of things. Beautiful ball out there to Atkins, but Grant Anderson overruns it straight into touch. But really, Castleford showing some exceptional skills at this stage. 3 minutes gone in the first half. No score as yet, but all Castleford at the moment. And referee Colin Morris pulling Kelvin Skerritt out there. Now I would think that was for Kelvin Skerritt just going in a little bit late, and Kelvin Skerritt saying, well, sorry ref, but didn't think I did anything wrong. Kelvin never would. Good tussle with him and Beefing, and always look forward to seeing those two play against each other. Good hard players, no need to play it dirty. Oh, and that was nearly one against the head, but Martin Dermot just gets it. Myers brought in from the wing, comes forward. Atkins and Owen in at the tackle. Now Edwards to Bell. Bell coming forward, but Castleford's turn to tackle. Do it well, just short of the halfway line, centre of the field. Gildart coming forward now. 5 yards inside that Castleford half. Just to the right of centre. Dermot, good switch of play there. Oh, and the ball lost by Lucas. Atkins has to go back. Skerritt's up on him there. Good tackling by the prop forward Skerritt. He was alert. Trying to kill the lost ball that Lucas lost, but now Nelson coming in, looking for an early touch. That'll please coach Darryl van der Veld. And Kelvin Skerritt just has a little dig there. Just had a warning from the referee. Kelvin Skerritt shakes his head. Has a little mumble to himself. Much to say, I thought it was a man's game. Not the players complaining, but David Nelson getting a little knock. He'll have had plenty of those playing for Queen's Park. They teach him how to play rugby up there. Graham Stedman safely into touch with that left foot. A lot of intrigue in seeing Graham Stedman at fullback here this afternoon. Now the drive from Dean Sampson. Dean Sampson going forward. And now the crowd, of course, they'll be looking every time Wigan go into the tackle, but this is a hard, uncompromising game. Nothing asked, nothing given. Mike Ford switching play down that blind side now, looking for the support, but a good tackle coming in there from Gildart. Castleford just trying to get up to that 25-yard line of Wigan's now. Ford in the thick of things again. Now Stedman, what Stedman's going to do? Nico. Oh, Nico, a little bit high, gets the ball out well there to St. John Ellis. St. John Ellis goes inside, still bobbing and weaving, can't get the ball away though. We're on the last tackle. Castleford just need to get a little bit deeper. Ball kicked through there, but that's a bit long from Mike Ford there. As Joe Lydon came up on him, he'll be disappointed with that one. You could see the idea to put the ball into the corner and keep Wigan there, but now they've come from the centre of the field. Skerritt trying to break clear, but Crooks, Sampson and Southernwood, the whole of the Castleford front row, make sure Skerritt doesn't make ground. Now Myers going nowhere. There's a very fit-looking Graham Southernwood, swings him to the ground. Dermot switching play to Platt. That looked a little bit straight there, but referee Colin Morris says play on. Back a good 5 yards, referee Colin Morris, letting both sides play football. Long ball out from Gregory Dew. Betts there. Betts trying to break clear. Sean Owen still hanging on. Nickow goes in there. Strong player, Dennis Betts. 6 minutes gone. Still no score at the moment. Oh, Andy Gregory just takes that one-handed. Graham Southernwood just gives a little nudge on Gregory. Gregory looks him. Much to say, I'll be looking for you next time. But it's Nelson bringing the ball in from that touchline side, the Weldon Road end. Stedman running away from Acton halfback. Doesn't go far. Sean Edwards in at the tackle there, along with Dean Bell. Dummy run there by Sampson, but it's Keith England going forward. Tackle by Lucas and Skerritt. These props are in the thick of things very early in this game. Now Crooks trying to break out the 25. Can't quite get clear as Platts and Betts make sure of the tackle. Southernwood puts the ball to Stedman. Long kick up the field. I think Andy Gregory was trying to buy a penalty from Keith England there, but referee Colin Morris had nothing of it. As Hampson tries to run the ball out, Sean Irwin quickly up and makes the tackle. Frano Bottiger running away from Acton halfback. Tony Smith in at the tackle. 2 tackles gone and Andy Gregory still coming back. It's a fast, rugged game, this game of rugby league these days. Only for the bravest and the fittest. Now Gregory downfield again on the 3rd tackle. That's a good kick by Andy Gregory. Will it bounce into touch? It's just going on. Stedman just keeps it in touch. So now can Stedman make ground? Dummies going forward there. Sean Owen takes the dummy to cover Nelson, but Skerritt and Gildart were quickly in there to make sure he was going no farther. Crooks going forward. Tackle there by Lucas and Platt. Midway between the Castleford 25 and the halfway line. Oh, forward with the break. Oh, great tackle there from Dermot. It looked as though forward was clear, but he couldn't quite make it. Sean Irwin on his own now. Makes good ground there, but Mike Ford, if he'd had the support, he'd made the break. They've got to start reading this man. Good play there to England. Mike Ford in these first 8 minutes, starting to dictate things. That's what Castleford will be looking for. That's what they paid the money for. Kick there from Ford, well taken by Hampson on the full. Hampson looking to break out now. Atkins in there at the tackle, along with Graham Southernwood on that Wigan 25. Skerritt coming forward now. Got to stop this man before he gets into his gallop. They thought they did that and he still made 8 yards. What a strong forward. Now Dermot on his own. Watch for that dummy in. They'll be telling each other there. Oh, the ball picked up by Axon. Gets the ball to Anderson. A chance for Castleford with Nelson on the far side. Nelson trying to knock off Myers. But young David Myers did well there to keep Nelson out. Now Lee Crooks going for that line. He'll want support. There he gets the ball in. Is it a try to Grant Anderson? Grant Anderson scores the first try of the season. But the playmaker, number 8, Lee Crooks. Nine minutes gone in this first half, and that constant Castleford pressure has now paid off with Lee Crooks slipping that superb ball. David Myers had done well to tackle Nelson on the touchline side. A quick play of the ball. Lee Crooks came driving in. He was looking for the support. It was there. 2 players going for it, but it was eventually Grant Anderson who took the pass and fought his way over. Sean Edwards tried his best to hold him up, but couldn't. Took a little bit of a knock as he did so. But Castleford have got that opening try. And will it be a very important try? We'll have to wait and see. Just 9 minutes gone in this game. But it's always nice to strike first. So Lee Crooks, 10 yards in from the touchline side, the railway end, that main grandstand side there. The ground near capacity, I would think, looking at it. 11,700 it holds these days. Lee Crooks, right foot though. Is that a good one? It looks good by the crowd's reactions. Lee Crooks from 10 yards in from that near touchline side gives Castleford a marvellous start. converting that Grant Anderson try. He set it up with a beautiful slip pass, and don't forget Malcolm Reilly's in the crowd. He'll have taken note of that as well. That's the sort of pass that breaks down the very best of defences, whether Australian, New Zealand or even Wigan. Joe Lydon restarts now, puts a long ball down to that 25. Nico to Nelson. Nelson coming forward. He certainly looked for the action. Looks a willing player. Southernwood puts the ball to England. Comes forward. England still bursting on there. Puts it to Sampson. Oh, there's a chance. Oh, if Sampson gives it, there's got to be a try on here. Must be a try. They can't fail the score. St. John Ellis will go in the corner. St. John Ellis scores a try. Absolutely magnificent play. David Nelson it was who started the run. Keith England took it on. He put the ball to Dean Sampson. Dean Sampson broke the Wigan defence. Half tackle, went down, got up very quickly and put the ball to Tony Smith. That was exactly the right thing to do for Tony Smith to get in the clear. He went right up to fullback Steve Hampson, put the ball to St. John Ellis, and St. John Ellis did the rest. 2 tries in 2 minutes to the Black and Ambers, and what a marvellous start. And it's good to see when Mike Ford was down there telling them all to cool down. We've only scored 2 tries and kicked 1 goal. We haven't won the game. We've a long, long way to go yet, lads. We're playing Wigan. So that's good play by Mike Ford. So now we have Lee Crooks waiting to prepare from 2-3 yards in from this main touchline side. And if he can convert this one, Castleford will be more than pleased. I'm not suggesting they won't be at the moment. To look up at that scoreboard and think that they're leading by 10 points to 0 with the goal kick to come, I'm sure the most avid Castleford supporter will be reasonably happy. Lee Crooks then, right-footed kicker, looks up at there. He reckons he's got a new technique. Well, it looks as though he has as well, because that one's going high and through. Oh, what a marvellous kick by the Castleford captain, Lee Crooks, and what a marvellous start for Castleford. You couldn't have dreamt about that one last night if you were a Castleford supporter. After 13 minutes play now, 2 tries in 2 minutes. The first by Grant Anderson, the second by St. John Ellis, right from the kick-off, from right in the heart of that Castleford 25, and 2 great touchline goals from skipper Lee Crooks. But it is the real thing. You're not dreaming. It has happened, but there's a long, long way to go, believe you me. As this time Steve Hampson kicks off, they try the opposite way this time. Goes to Mike Ford. St. John Ellis comes in field, knocks off one play. Oh, St. John Ellis make it clear. What a try this would be if he went all the way. Edwards gets back and tackles him on the halfway line. Absolute marvellous play. But Castleford got a chance wide out now. Nickow's out there. They could be clear again, Castleford. Nickow turning him inside out. Brilliant play by Castleford. They want the ball back across now. Gregory's taking a bump there. Keith England drives in again. Castleford need to move the ball wide now. Keith England's lost it though. It didn't need the drive there. They need to bring it back across the 25. But if Castleford could have scored then from the kickoff, I think even Wigan would have struggled coming back. .14.5 minutes gone. Castleford 12, Wigan 0. As Dennis Betts comes forward, Wigan have got to regroup themselves. Everybody will be saying, can they play without Hanley if they lose this first one? And who knows, Ellery Hanley hasn't even gone to Leeds yet. He could still be in the cherry and whites. But that was a good kick there. Taking play up to the Castleford 25. He touched Judge Stan Jackson, just marking it for his referee, Colin Morris. And the first mistake Castleford made up there, Keith England losing possession, but now they've got a chance to regain it. Mike Ford drops it on the foot and comes forward. Good play there by Mike Ford as he comes in. Hampson takes him down. A quick play of the ball to Keith England. Out of the pack comes in. Dennis Betts is there to make the tackle on him. What an impressive start by these Castleford forwards and backs, would you say. Now Lee Crooks again. Oh, he throws the ball out. but it's picked up there by Andy Platt. He missed Mike Ford. If it had gone to Mike Ford, Castleford would have been clear again, but that'll class as a mistake. But if you don't try it, you don't get the tries. Like the first one that Grant Anderson got, the support's got to be there for Lee Crooks every time. But now they're tackling as David Miles drives into the 25 of Castleford on that far side from the television gantry point. Platt with a run round to Dermot, to Lucas. Lucas well tackled there by Keith England. But now Wigan, this is where they're dangerous. A run round with Gregory and Edwards, but Edwards going forward on his own. Great tackle there by Atkins and Southernwood. 10 yards out, Dermot to Gregory. They're dangerous here. Lydon's got a chance. Oh, Hampson's going in. Hampson scored. Hampson scored there. Great tackling by Smith, Stedman and Nichow. But Hampson, power and pace. It looked as though Lloyd was going to be the scorer, but he was missed out. It went to Hampson, and Wigan are back in it. Oh, what a great start to this season. 16 minutes gone, 12 points to 4, Castleford in the lead. But as I said earlier, 12-0 didn't mean they'd won the game, and Steve Hampson has already proved my words correct, because he has now put Wigan back within 8 points of Castleford. 16 minutes gone in this first half. Frano Botica, prolific goal kicker, well within his capabilities. But as you can see from the flag on the far side, possibly, the wind is blowing across the field, and Frano Botica will just try and wait for that wind to die down. It is just a breeze from time to time, a fairly strong one, but now Botica taking deep breaths. Couple of paces to the left now on that curving run. Here it comes, he strikes out, a good kick, but it's just going to drift wide of the left-hand upright, so no extra 2 points for Wigan and Frano Botica there. And with 17.5 minutes gone, we have a game on our hands, because Castleford now lead by 12 points to 4. Graham Stedman coming up to the halfway line to restart, and wants the sand bucket. On it comes. Sand for everything these days. Used to just be to build sandcastles, but I'm afraid it's been all sorts of uses in rugby league. Not entirely in agreement with it, but if that's the way the modern game goes, that's the way we enjoy it. Stedman with a long kick now. Hampson underneath it. Feeds the ball on there to Gildart, who comes forward. 10 yards from that Wigan line now. Glorious sunshine still. Kelvin Skerritts taken to the ground by Sampson and Crooks. Dummy run there by Betts as Lucas comes charging forward, but good tackling there by Ford and Atkins. Now we have Platt coming forward. Looked a little bit straight again there, but Platt, he just runs hard and firm every time he gets in. Now Sean Edwards trying to break clear. Sampson takes him down with the efforts of Keith England. Centre of the field now, midway between the Wigan 25 and the halfway line. Dean Sampson. Oh, great shot there by St. John Ellis. He misjudged it in the flight at first, but then did well and nearly got clear. They're still going on. St. John Ellis did well there. Got himself out of a lot of trouble, and that should be back to 1 there as Sean Edwards tried to play the ball. Graham Southernwood did well to hold on because Ford was stood still. Was going to give it to a no-man situation. Crooks going forward now, trying to make that half break again. This time, Dermot hanging on. Now Sean Irwin making the charge. Good run by Sean Irwin. Castle will be looking for plenty of that from the ex-Great Britain centres. He goes into the second row. They know they haven't got a run in second row, and that's what they want him for. That should be back to 1 now as Stedman picks up the pieces. Referee Colin Morris signals back to 1. We like to see the referees doing that straight away. They always wait until the tackle's made, it seems. Now England throws the ball out, picked up by Atkins. Atkins with a jinking run, puts the ball back inside to Nichow. Nichow trying to hold people off, gets the ball to Nelson there. Nelson turns back inside, tries to beat Lydon, gets the ball to Irwin. Now we've got a chance down this touchline side. Great tackle coming in there from Dennis Betts, so taking Irwin down just when it looked dangerous for Wigan. Now Dean Sampson going forward. Oh, beats the tackle of Andy Platt, and not so many people do that. Midway between this Game between Wigan and Castleford in the first half. Oh, great ball from Nick Howe to Anderson. Anderson surely should have gone wider there. Still hanging on. Gets the ball to England. England spins in the tackle inside that 25. Gets the ball on the Ford. Ford out there to Stedman. Stedman to Nelson. Can Nelson beat him at the corner? Still going inside. Nelson's lost the ball. The ball's gone to ground. Castleford have dropped on it, but they're in an offside position, so that'll be a penalty to Wigan. Anderson it was who had the ball in an offside position, but Castleford are looking so dangerous. The slide defence there of Wigan was very, very good, though. Myers just stood off, made Nelson go back inside, and the cover defence got back across. Wigan with substitute Mike Forshaw warming up on the far side as they're driving towards the halfway line. 21 minutes gone. Castleford 12, Wigan 4. Betts on the dummy run, and Platt's knocked down there by Sampson. The ball goes to ground. Well, surely that went forward, but referee Colin Morris says no, it went back. Sean Edwards, I think, wishes it had been a knock-on before. He got clattered to the ground by Atkins. But now Dean Bell tackled. And this is great stuff from Castleford. Coach Darrell Vanderveld sat up in the stand, will be pleased so far. But no dummies like that from the acting halfback will please him. Good covering by England and Crooks. A long way to go, though, in this game. Very, very hot as Lydon kicks the ball upfield. That's going to go out on the full low. Joe Lydon will be disappointed with that. Scrum back 10 yards inside the Wigan half, centre of the field. So Castleford with the head and ball now. Mike Ford to put it in. Of course, Mike Ford played for Wigan at Wembley in 1985. Transferred to Lee and then to Oldham. Went on tour. And a very, very shrewd signing, most people in and around Castleford seem to think. So, Ian Lucas it is who's left the field. And Forshaw, well, that's one against the head is class. Mike Ford expecting it to come out at the back of the pack, but it didn't. So, Wigan with their first substitution. Now Gregory dummying away there. Play on the far side. Forshaw straight into it. Good run by Hampson now. Hampson the try scorer. Still going forward. Oh, and the referee is going to pull Graham Sutherland out now, and I think it's going to be a sin bin for a little bit of a late tackle. Well, I don't think it warranted that. You'll never do anything with a game of rugby league when a man's in possession like that and you're committed to the tackle. Nothing vicious, nothing high. The referee, Colin Morris, he's the referee, wants to stamp it out, and you can see Sigel there, he just pushed him. And the referee will have to be very consistent on that one. So this will be a chance now for Wigan to consolidate. Castleford already lost the scrum. Which should have given them possession 10 yards inside the Wigan half. But Wigan now, well, Colin Morris penalising Castleford for holding down, and Lee Crook's going to have a word with Colin Morris at the moment. I think he'll just want to slow things down. But certainly Castleford, with that 12 points to 4 lead now, will just need to slow things down. And this is, I would class as a very, very disputable decision to go for goal here, because Wigan have got the extra man advantage. It's right on the touchline side. And surely the time it takes to kick a goal these days, we'll just wait and see how long it does take Frano Botica. I'll give you the time from my stopwatch, and if they lose 2 or 3 minutes kicking at goal, even for 2 points, I would think Castleford's coach Darrell Vanderveld won't be too disappointed. There's already a minute gone since referee Colin Morris gave the penalty decision. And Frano Botica by no means ready yet, still having a look up. He takes quite a few deep breaths, and then of course he takes his 2 or 3 paces to the left, and now he's about ready. Comes in right-footed, and it's 2 minutes gone, and it's hit the post. Oh, and it's a try to Dennis Betts! A try to Dennis Betts! And that just goes to show the sort of things which change a game. The bounce came down. Gary Atkins was trying to take the ball from the post. Castleford weren't in numbers in front of the post. Wigan would. Dennis Betts was on it in a flash, and Wigan are back in the game. The disappointment in the Castleford ranks there for all to see. They would have preferred to give away the 2 points. Another minute or so would have gone, taking up the time for the restart of the game if it had gone over. But you've got to give it to Wigan there, because that man, Dennis Betts, in the 25th minute, was right on the spot. He out-jumped Gary Atkins, who was covering the post well, but certainly didn't beat Dennis Betts. And now Wigan are right back in the game. And Fano Bottega, with that right-footed kick, will make sure that they're 2 points closer to Castleford now. And at 12 points to 10, you could virtually say we're back where we started. But Castleford, of course, have still got that 2 point advantage. And who knows, at the end of a game like this, that could be the difference between winning and losing. Graham Southernwood has just been in the sin bin for 3 minutes. So that'll be a long way to go yet before he comes on the field. 7 minutes is a long, long time playing an extra man when you're playing a side of Wigan's class. And there's the kick from Stedman. Will that go out on the full? Oh no, that was inch perfect. Andy Gregory thought he was going out on the full. It's no good saying that, Greg. It bounced the yard inside, my lad. You know it. You're disappointed. You could have taken it. You gambled with the wind blowing. The gamble didn't come off. And Castleford won't be bothered about you taking your time, because don't forget, Wigan, you've got a man extra. So Joe Lydon, get on with that game. Get it restarted. That's what your coach John Money will want. Take advantage of that extra man. Castleford will be looking to just slow things down and keep the scoreline to their advantage until they get back to 13 players again. St. John Elias takes the ball up over the halfway line. 27 minutes gone. Castleford 12, Wigan 10 as Crooks comes forward. Looks for the support, but no one on his shoulder. That's where you need to be with that man, Crooks. Now Keith England going forward, knocks Lydon off, gets the ball to Nico. He puts it inside. Oh, brilliant take by Sampson. Oh, that was a little bit high from Lydon there. Referees should be saying keep those down. Oh, and Sean Edwards is miles offside. But referee Morris says play on, and who knows, that might be the Castleford's advantage as Nico goes into the gap. He needs to open his legs when he gets in those position. But now it's Stedman to Anderson. Surely it was on the outside. Stedman could have gone there. But Castleford playing the angles rugby, playing the advantage rugby as Crooks goes forward, looking for the support. Oh, Irwin didn't quite time him. But Castleford still on the attack now. Atkins to Ford. Ford will go for it. Puts the ball there. Inside to Anderson. Now Stedman, a little chip over the top. And taken there by Hampson on the full. And Castleford now a stretch because Stedman's got to get back. He's still up there. He needs to get back. He's got to be rushing back. Not shotting back like he is. He's only just coming over the 25. He's playing full back, and that's not the sort of pace that Stedman needs to be coming back. Castleford had their chances there again, but didn't capitalise. Another 4 minutes for Graham Southernwood to be in the sin bin. Gregory feeding it to Skerritt now, but a good tackle from Sampson there. Puts him down a yard inside that Wigan half. 15, 20 yards in from that far touchline side. It's the main stand side. Now Gregory starting to run about a bit. Puts the ball to Dean Bell. Oh, and Dean Bell breaks the tackle of England into Betts there. And Betts goes down to the tackle of Mike Ford. Stedman covers upstairs. But Wigan are looking dangerous now. Edwards is dangerous in this position. Nelson's got to get back out there. Forshaw dummying away on that side. Good tackle by Anderson there. But Mike Forshaw was running strongly. Bottega wants the ball across to the left. Edwards with a little chip through. Stedman's got to take that. Stedman does take it. Stedman loses it. Well, that's a try. What's Keith England doing there? Dermot has chopped on the ball. Keith England has kicked it to him. I just do not know what Keith England was doing there. Graham Stedman lost the ball. Keith England, instead of picking it up, flicked the ball out. Well, that's two gift tries that Wigan have seen, and they won't get them any easier. The one off the post and that one. And Daryl van der Velde won't be pleased, because with Graham Southernwood in that sin bin from a 12 points to 4 lead, he now sees his side trailing by 14 points to 12, and I'm sure that it'll be 16 points to 12 after this goal kick. What a disastrous turnaround for the Castleford side. Martin Dermot just dropped onto the loose ball there. after Keith England flicked it to him. He didn't even kick it back in play. Dermot was already over the try line and dropped on the ball. Botica adds the 2 points. 16 points to 12. Wigan lead. And I can't recall in all my years of rugby league seeing a try as soft and as easy as that. And poor Keith England, one of the hardest, one of the greatest tries in the game, will have wondered what happened to him there. But now have Castleford got the qualities to pick themselves back up. Graham Southernwood should be back on the field within 1 minute. As Graham Stedman kicks off. A long ball down to Fano Botica. He takes it, comes in field, doesn't feed it off. You normally see the first man taking it these days. Putting it straight inside of the forward. The forward Gildout was there, but it didn't go. Now Gregory to Hampson. Andy Gregory having a few words there, but Greg's got to be tackled. Mike Ford now. Well, Mike Ford didn't think he intercepted. He thought they knocked it down, but I thought Mike Ford knocked it down from where I was. I think he's just disappointed because if he intercepted that, he'd have been underneath the post because Stevie Hampson was the man up in the play. Graham Southernwood on that far touchline side now. He's due to come back on in about 20 seconds time, according to my stopwatch. But of course, my stopwatch isn't the one that matters. Now Sean Edwards taking Gary Atkins on. Bit of a long ball out. Joe Lydon going back inside. Still going back inside. Where's he going to go? Good tackle there by Sean Irwin. Sean Irwin with the pace of a Great Britain centre, of course. Now Forshaw coming forward. Good tackle there by Nick Howe. That was a brilliant tackle. Dermot feeding the ball out to Skerrett. Skerrett going forward. Atkins misses the tackle, but Anderson makes it on the far side. And Crooks comes in there. Graham Southernwood should be back on the field now. He's been off 10 minutes. And he should be saying that touch is my 10 minutes up, because the 10 minutes is definitely up for Graham Southernwood. That's an absolute certainty. Mr. Mitchell on the far side doesn't agree. But 10 minutes on any watch is the same. Now Stevie Hampson going forward. Good tackle there by Tony Smith. Nick Howe did the covering. Now Andy Gregory putting a long ball out there. David Nelson's got to take that clean. He does so. Tries to go down Myers. Goes down Myers. Comes back inside. Myers gets back. Nelson goes to the ground. And why Graham Southernwood can't come back on the field, I don't know now, because he's been off the field 11 minutes. Definitely 11 minutes. Absolutely certain when I looked at my stopwatch. And now Sean Irwin coming forward. Keith England gets the ball back. Well, that's never to ground, surely. Gary Atkins took that before, but referee Mr. Morris, he's right there. He's given the scrum. Lee Crooks having a few words with Mr. Morris. I think he feels that Castleford aren't getting the rub of the decisions at the moment, and Graham Southernwood is now back on the field. So we can all work from the same watch once again. Now Andy Gregory puts the ball in, out to Sean Edwards. Dean Bell on the run now. Oh, and Dean Bell's going to go back inside. Great tackle there from Tony Smith. And Tony Smith making sure that Dean Bell didn't get up and run from the position again. Now Sean Edwards, that jinking run from acting halfback. Keith England, Dean Sampson in there. 16 points to 12, Wigan in the lead. Don't forget, Castleford were leading by 12 points to 0. Little kick forward there. What's going to happen here? What will a referee give there? Stedman does well there. Waiting to see if there was any knock-ons, but a Castleford possession, and they'll be pleased with that. A good run by Ford down that short side there. Ford still going well. Gregory trying to take him into touch. Ford will be pleased with that run. Stedman puts the ball inside to Nelson. Nelson running across field, but he's lost about 10 yards there. Not a pleasing run that. He needed to go forward. 6 minutes to go to the interval. England coming forward. The crunching tackle from his Great Britain colleague Andy Platt there. Of course, they vie for that number 10 Great Britain spot. Oh, and Stedman with a jinking run. Stedman still going forward. Brilliant play by Stedman. Oh, that's what it's all about. That's why Van der Velde wanted the man at fullback. He can come from broken play like that. Graham Southernwood pumps the ball upfield. First bounce into touch, but Graham Stedman, with all the class we know about, couldn't quite break clear. But a good run of some 40-45 yard puts Castleford back on the attack, albeit with Wigan's head and ball 7 yards inside the Wigan half on the 10-yard mark on that main stand side. 5 minutes to go to the interval. Castleford 12, tries by Anderson and St John and 2 Crooks goals to 3 tries to Wigan. Hampson, Betts and McDermott and 2 Botter goals, leaving Wigan leading by 16 points to 12. But some tremendous tackling stints being done out there. Dean Bell going forward, good tackling once again. Samson and Southernwood in there. Wigan playing the short side. Andy Gregory, one dummy, drops it off then to Andy Platt. Andy Platt trying to break clear, but Crooks puts him down. Atkins assists. Gregory again puts the ball back inside. Skerritt picks up the pieces, still going forward. Samson assists the ankles. Tackling of Southernwood that was, comes over the top, make sure Skerritt doesn't break clear. Southernwood comes in, puts Gregory down, and Gregory looks up. Myers trying to go around Nelson, but Nelson strong, holds on to him. Anderson Axon in there also. Graham Southernwood, he's coming for Gregory again. Gregory will know that he's been there. And now Graham Southernwood. Well, Graham Southernwood has been sent off, I feel. Well, surely you're allowed to run at Andy Gregory, but referee Colin Mitchell doesn't think so. And Graham Southernwood rather silly there. And Castleford, have they lost their chance to beat Wigan this afternoon? Because in the 36th minute, Graham Southernwood has been sent from the field of play. The same offence as what he was sent for it from in the 22nd minute. And Graham Southernwood, who was fighting so much to get his position back from Kevin Beardmore, got it back, but will that cost him dearly for the rest of the season? Well, there's a buzz going around this ground here, and really that was, whether it's debatable was or not, he should not have given referee Mr. Morris the opportunity to send him from the field of play. He's already sent him from there once. He'd already shown his intentions that he wasn't having tackles like that. And of course, players like Andy Gregory are very often protected, and rightly so, from any foul tackling. But now Frano Bottiger with the opportunity, just 2.5 minutes from the interval, to add another 2 points. What a great game rugby league is. Who would have thought after 15 minutes, when Castleford were leading 12-0, that a minute later the revival would start from Wigan with that Hampson try, and then at the interval possibly Wigan going leading with a reasonable lead. Now the Bottiger goal. Is he aiming for the post, or is he aiming for it straight? That's a great Frano Bottiger goal. You never know with some of these great players these days whether it's a planned move, aim for the post. I say that a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but Wigan really have been one of the greatest sides ever to play rugby league. But now Castleford have got to prove that they're going to be challengers to that title this season by showing the character to come back from a 12-men to 13 situation and an 18-12 deficit. So Stedman now looking up. Castleford with some of the nearly chances, as we would say, in that first half. If they just beat that last tackle, but got the extra points on, who knows. That's long from Stedman, and that's a terrible kick-off. That's not good play, and those are the sort of mistakes that cannot be tolerated at this level of football. And with such a stickler as Daryl van der Veld, I can assure you Stedman will not be one of Mr. van der Veld's favourite players at this moment in time, because with just a minute to go to the interval and 6 points down, they're now under pressure again, whereas they could be putting pressure on the Wigan line and holding them in there. But now Castleford have got to defend for this last minute of the first half. Skerritt plays the ball, Dermott comes running away. 3 Castleford tacklers are still tackling very, very strong. Edwards acting halfback, a long ball to Gregory, misses out Betts, another long ball from Gregory to Lydon to Hampson. Hampson going inside, Smith and Nicow in there to make the tackle. But Wigan are really stretching Castleford now. Bottiger puts the ball inside to Gildart, Gildart coming back whence the ball came. Castleford still tackling strongly. Lydon acting halfback, Gregory first man. What's the little man going to do? He hits the ball long out there. Bell picks it up. Oh, still a chance. Skerritt comes back inside. Long ball out there to Myers. Myers tries to keep in field of play. Nelson takes him down. And what's Mr. Morris saying here? He's saying it's a handover. Well, Castleford certainly touched the ball as it went across the line there. And that's what Wigan are appealing for. They thought they should have had another 6 tackles. I agree with them, but as we say, the referee is always right. 15 seconds of extra time in this first half being played now. 18 points to 12. The Cherry and Whites of Wigan are in the lead, but who would have thought it, with Castleford leading 10 points to 0. Nico trying to break clear. Oh, nearly shows the ball up there for Nico. Well, could he play that ball still on the floor? Mr. Morris says so, and that's what counts. Smith had John Bottiger in then. He should have let that go to St. John Ellis. That's the name of a centre. Little kick in there from Lee Crooks as Lydon comes in. Referee Mr. Morris saying that's okay. The Castleford supporters saying, wasn't that a late tackle, ref? They all try it on, don't they? Put the referee under pressure. 1 minute of extra time already been played in this first half. Lee Crooks and Calvin Skerritt. Well, surely they're supposed to be on the 10-yard mark. That's quite right, Mr. Morris. That's where we need them. Lee Crooks knows the game. He's an old hand. He's just taken a little bit more time. Well, the referee, Mr. Morris, is saying this foot up. Surely the ball's supposed to go straight in the scrum when they meet. And the penalty count not going Castleford's way at all. Mr. Morris not allowing for Wigan pushing in the scrum there. And the fact that Castleford have already lost their hooker. And that's touching goal. And Stan Jackson, well, I think we could say Stan Jackson, the touch shot, copped out there because the sun was in his eyes. I don't know, the sun was in his eyes when he's in the shade, but Stan will be able to tell me afterwards, I'm sure. But that's a let off for Castleford because the ball went directly into touching goal. So Stedman with a dropper. What a brilliant long kick that is. Potago's gone for it, just touches it down. So all the Castleford players are onside now. But this man, he can play. He can take players on. Doesn't knock Smith and Irwin off because Irwin puts him to the ground. We've had 2.5 minutes stoppage play in this first half. I don't recall when it was 2.5 minutes, but certainly we've had 2.5 minutes. As Dennis Betts tries to break clear of Crooks in England, but they won't be breaking clear any longer because there goes the half-time hooter with the half-time scoreline showing Castleford with 12 points, Wigan with 18. Castleford took the lead in the 9th minute with a Grant Anderson try. Lee Crooks kicked the goal from their touch on the main stand side. Straight from the kick-off, we had a marvellous move going the length of the field. Ended up with the ball going from Tony Smith to St. John Ellis, who scored wide out. Another brilliant touchline goal from Lee Crooks. And then 3 tries in 13 minutes. One of them the softest of all time when Martin Dermott just had the drop on the loose ball. Dennis Betts scored the second one, Steve Hampson the first one, 3 Frano Bottiger goals. But the sad news for Castleford isn't only the half-time score of 18 points to 12, but the fact that Graham Southernwood was sent to the sin bin in the 23rd minute. Wigan scored 2 tries and 2 goals while he was off the field of play and took the lead after trailing 12 points to 4 while he was on. And then 4 minutes back onto the field of play, he was sent from the field of play for the same offence, a supposed or an alleged late tackle on the Wigan skipper Andy Gregory. So we'll be back with you in the second half. But the sad news for Castleford fans and the good news for Wigan fans, Castleford led 12-0 after 10 minutes, but at 40 minutes they trailed by 18 points to 12. Wigan, the leaders. Well, this is Ron Hill, welcome you back to Weldon Road. And I wonder if I can tip we'll have a great 40 minutes in the second half like we did in the first half. Wigan already out at that Weldon Road end. And what a great display of their quality and character they showed in that first half. Lee Crooks leading the Castleford side out now. A depleted Castleford side, of course, because Graham Southernwood was sent for the field for the second time in the 38th minute. He'd already been sent to the sin bin in the 23rd minute. And I would suggest that that could be one of the main reasons that Castleford don't win this game today, if they don't. But Wigan, they showed their true character, quality in that first half after trailing by 10 points to 0 after 10 minutes. People will say it was lucky when the ball hit the post. Yes, it was lucky, but they were there. They were there in numbers, 3 of them. It was Dennis Betts that took the ball to score the try, but certainly you make your own luck in any sport. So if Castleford are going to be serious contenders, they've got to show their character in this second half. We kick off now. Away it goes. Andy Gregory takes it, puts it straight to Gildart. Gildart taken down by Crooks after rolling off Sampson. Kelvin Skerritt, first man up. He'll want to come forward. Mike Ford in there. Gary Atkins in there. Two halfbacks taking the big man down just short of the 25. Good drive forward. Mike Forshaw, who came on as substitute for Ian Lucas 22 minutes into the first half. Kick up field by Andy Gregory. Graham Stebbins got to get across there for those, but that's just possibly going to go dead. Will it roll on? It just rolls on. So Graham Steadman fortunate that the roll went on there, because there were 8 Wigan players already in the Castleford 25. And look at the little general there, Andy Gregory. Dictates everything. What a great player he is, has been, and will be for quite a time to come, I'm sure. Sean Irwin coming forward, trying to knock people off and get clear, but Sean Edwards plays the tackle down as though it was nothing there. Mike Edwards looking for support. Castleford weren't ready for Mike Ford then. Dean Sampson, long ball to Crooks, but it's slow to Atkins. Oh, good play by Atkins. Atkins still going forward. Good play by Gary Atkins, but Sean Edwards and Mike Forshaw cover Atkins 3 yards inside the Castleford half. Lee Crooks now. Now Stebbins got to go for the corner. He's got to go all the way. He's got to go, because that's the only way he'll go. Give the ball out. It's a try. What a marvellous try by St. John Ellis. Brilliant play by Steadman. Hampson did well to get there. St. John Ellis supported. Well, maybe I've got to bite my tongue, because Castleford have shown the character to come back. They've got their 3rd try to bring the score now to Castleford 16, Wigan 18. And it was that man, Lee Crooks, virtually making Graham Steadman come into the play there. He dragged him on the run round. Steadman came, and St. John Ellis got his 2nd try of the match. Well, my introduction to the second half went something like this. I wonder if the second 40 minutes could be like the first. Well, the first couple of minutes virtually answers that question as far as I'm concerned, because we've already seen quality rugby of the highest order. And what a privilege it is for each and every one of the people here today with everything they've seen. They've seen the stupidity of Graham Southernwood. They've seen the class of Castleford attacking, the class of Wigan attacking. But can Crooks level things up now? 8.5 yards in from that far touchline side. Any breeze there is coming across in his favour. There it comes. Is it good? It looks good. It's a great kick from Lee Crooks. Oh, what a marvellous game here at Weldon Road. 18 points to Castleford, 18 points to Wigan. And who's going to say what's going to happen next? Joe Lydon going back to the halfway line to restart this game. But will Castleford suffer for that man short? These very, very hot conditions here at Weldon Road. There's a bit of a breeze, but very high temperatures. We're lucky up in the television gantry. We're in the shade, but even then you can feel the sun beating down on the roof. Very, very warm day. What a leader's part Lee Crooks has played as Gregory kicks off now. Nico takes the ball with comfort, brings Sampson on the tilt. Sampson will come straight, runs at Skerritt, doesn't knock Skerritt off though, because he's assisted by Gilder, loses the ball, Betts going forward. Oh, that's bad play by Sampson. That's the mistakes that you can't make. And Dean Sampson has said something to the referee there. I think Dean Sampson will be suggesting to referee Mr. Morris that the ball was stolen from him. And of course, this season, you cannot steal the ball under any circumstances. Dean Sampson is just saying that is what's happened, but it's rather silly, because this certainly gives Frano Bottiger the opportunity to put Wigan back in the lead. So 4 minutes into this second half, 4.5 minutes to be precise. We've already seen all the action. St. John Ellis now having a word with Dean Sampson. It's a team game, the captain tells them, but there's plenty of support from other people. Mick Morgan taking the water on there for Mike Ford and Dean Sampson. Grant Anderson also having a drink. Mick Morgan unperturbed by the gestures from the Wigan supporters. Well-known character in rugby league, the Castleford assistant coach, but here's Fano Bottiger now with the kick that puts Wigan back in front. 20 points to 18, Wigan in the lead. And Castleford at the end of this game will be saying about all the silly things which cost them points. Win, lose or draw, I can assure you Coach Daryl van der Veld will not be a happy man. He's a perfectionist, and that's the standards he sets. So Graham Steadman to restart. 6 minutes into the second half. Castleford playing towards that Weldon Road end. The ball spinning, kicking to possibly one of the safest players in rugby league in any country, Stevie Hampson. Gets the ball right back up to the 25-yard line, and now Gildout runs it out. Keith England hangs on there. Lee Crooks also, Mr. Morris a little bit lenient by his earlier standards of wanting the ball played quickly. Forshaw comes in with a drive, but Irwin and Sampson are equal to the tackle. Dermot to Platt home, what a tackle there from England, and Nico in there also. That was tough stuff. Keith England felt that a bit. It won't affect him, he'll just carry on regardless. Now Bottiger taking on St. John Ellis. St. John Ellis with a good tackle, assisted by Tony Smith. Great competitive rugby from all parts of the ground. Now a kick there from Edwards as the charge comes in. Oh, and that's a knock on there. Knock on there as Betts picks the ball up. And what's referee Mr. Morris giving there? We've got a stoppage to play. Andy Platt has got a cut, I would suggest, there. And also, of course, we've got the blood bin rule this season. If a player is bleeding profusely, he must leave the field of play. And this could be what's happened to Andy Platt. So whether referee Colin Morris is going to say that, we'll have to wait and see. It looks as though there's a sponge, maybe just a bruise, of course. We can't see from this angle. But when you get two characters of the calibre of Andy Platt and Keith England clashing, the end product can be of the highest order when it comes to strength. And the referee saying he's stopping on the field. Well, maybe he's not bleeding profusely. We'll have to get the definition of profusely as the season goes on, I suppose. And Keith England comes in there. Platt straight back in, equal to the challenge. Gildout also, and Dermot. Now Crooks taking Nico in on that side. Or to Irwin. What a break down that far side. He's got Ford inside him. Ford's there. Smith's back outside. Ford's still going forward. Brilliant football. That's what Castleford signed Ford for, because he supports. And now Irwin. Brilliant ball. They should score here. They must score. Give it Crooks, they say. He's going to score. Steadman scores. It's a great try by Graham Steadman. Lee Crooks is the man again who fed the ball to Graham Steadman. And would you believe it, Castleford Rugby League Football Club are back in the lead. The 12 men of Castleford are playing some of the best football seen at Weldon Road for many a year. But can they keep it going? Sean Irwin had a big part to play in that. But this man, Lee Crooks, Malcolm Reilly will be watching that from the stand there. And the cheers for Castleford ring around. And I was just saying about Malcolm Reilly, if it's a fit Lee Crooks, if it's a Lee Crooks at his best, he'll want him on that plane to Australia, I can assure you. He knows the qualities of Lee Crooks. He wants the consistency, he wants the skills. And of course, we don't get the Lee Crooks of old when he wanted to take everybody on in a different way. He takes them on with class and quality these days. And that's what's best about rugby league, because the qualities of other countries don't have the ball skills of a man like Lee Crooks. So 5 yards now from this touchline side. Right-footed kicker. Here he comes. That one's going to drift in with the wind. Is it? It's stopping short though. And Sean Edwards runs to take it well in front of the post at the end of it. And the scoreline now reads 4 tries to Castleford, 3 goals to Castleford, 22 points. 3 tries and 3 goals to Wigan. Sorry, 4 goals and 3 tries to Wigan, and that's just 20 points. Graham Stedman with his first try of the season then scored 23 for Castleford this year, and he really went for that corner. He went for the corner last time, didn't quite make it. St. John Ellis took the supporting pass. This time he made it himself. Anderson and Nelson were outside him, but we've got a substitute on the far side now for Wigan. Ian Gildart, the man leaving the field, the number 11, and Ian Lucas coming back on. So that's after 50 minutes of this match. Ian Lucas, who went off in the 22nd minute, is back on, and Castleford have lost the ball again. Well, that's twice they've done it from the kickoffs inside their own 25. They gave a penalty away last time. Who's going to say what's it's going to cost them this time? They really can't afford these mistakes with the 12 men. So Gregory putting the ball in the scrum. Edwards wants it on the short side, throws it back open to Sam Panaper. Sam Panaper, good play by Tony Smith there, though he stood off and the cover got there. Now Dean Bell going on his own, not quite getting there. 8 yards out. Crook and Sampson, but Castleford, they've got a spread on that far side. Dermot going on his own this time, just 3 yards short of the Castleford line. Can Castleford hold out? You've got that man Gregory. It'll be a long one. It is a long one. Castleford have got a shepherd there. They send Dermot back in, Betts back inside there. So Castleford defending for their lives. They lead by 22 points to 10. And now we've got Sam Panaper trying to battle his way over. But on the last tackle, can Castleford hold out? It's little Andy Gregory. He's going to find the play of Mike Forshaw there. Forshaw it is, who loses the ball. And it's a handover. It's the last tackle. Well, surely he's offside there, yes. Andy Platt run off at the play of the ball, and the ironic cheers from the Castleford supporters in the crowd. They feel that a penalty from Mr. Colin Morris is long overdue. That was a good decision by Colin Morris, the referee from Huddersfield. Andy Platt thought Mr. Morris had his back turned. He didn't. He tried to sneak away quickly. Oh, and the ball lost by Sampson again, but it's stealing this time. That's what Sampson said. A good law for the game of rugby league. Ian Lucas, the man that pulled it out there. Dean Sampson was claiming that last time. He'll be saying that's what happened first time. Mr. Morris, in no doubt. Maybe he just forgot the new laws the first time. We do put so much pressure on the referee with the changes every time. Well, if Kelvin Skerritt's 10 yards away when that was played, I think he should have been in the World Olympics. But big-hearted Kelvin, he was coming for his old pal Keith England. Now Lee Crook's going forward. Crook's looking for the support. Sampson's there. Nelson's there. The link man forward's there. Quick play the ball. Someone's down injured. Not a good ball there. Now Atkins looking for the heartbreak. Oh, the support's there. Now look forward, but now forward going there. Sampson still going, oh, a little bit high, but it puts him down. Castleford pressurising Wigan now. Good play by Nico. Oh, Nico putting the ball on. Nico gets the ball on to St. John Ellis. St. John Ellis has scored. No, he's passed it to Tony Smith, who scored though. What an absolute marvellous play. I think Castleford were a little bit fortunate there. Possibly the ball bounced forward. Nico took it back again. Maybe they've got their piece of luck back. Ian Lucas is down with what looks like a very bad leg injury. I thought it was St. John Ellis for his hat-trick in the corner, but he slipped the ball to Tony Smith. Tony Smith put the ball down, and Castleford now lead by 26 points to 20. And poor Ian Lucas looks in a bad way. He's been helped from the field of play and looks like he's not going to take any part. So he's only been back on the field for 4 minutes. But Castleford now with a further try, their 5th of the game, 26 points to 20. Can they hold out for another 26 minutes? Can my voice last for another 26 minutes? This is some of the most pulsating rugby league that we've seen for a long, long time. What a great way to start this new season. And Castleford are going to make 2 substitutions after this. Gary Atkins and Dean Sampson will be the men to come off. But it's Lee Crook with this all-important kick, because it would put them 8 points in the lead, just 2 yards in. Here it comes. Is it good? It's coming long. Oh, just wide of that upright. Castleford would have loved that. They really would have. Ian Gildart is the man to come back onto the field. So Ian Gildart had a 5-minute breather there, and certainly a little bit unfortunate. So Joe Lydon now to kick off for Wigan, restart the game, 26 points to 20. That's a good kick off there. Oh, David Nelson let that go. Well, it was his ball. He looked at Grant Anderson, but the man coming forward should have taken that. He really should have shielded that one, David Nelson, but saying that with the head and ball, it's certainly better to be on the safe side. Well, what's referee Mr. Morris saying this time? Foot up against Wigan. Well, Castleford fans will be saying about time. Little Andy Gregory not happy with that one, but we'll have to see. And of course, Wigan have shuffled round. Joe Lydon came onto the right wing when David Myers went off, and Sam Panipur has gone into the centre. Keith England coming forward, runs into Kelvin Skerritt, managed to get past him as well, but Hampson makes the tackle. Good play there by Fletcher, who's come onto the field. Saul Platt moving up quickly. So we'll just have to see if Castleford can hold on. The old favourite John Joyner on the field, of course, now. Now Mike Ford looking for support. Oh, great play by Ford there. Still going forward. Mike Ford still going forward. He's got the support. Oh, if he could have got it to Fletcher then, or got it to Anderson on the outside. But move it, Joyner says, out the way, England. You don't want it in there this time. Tony Smith on the far side. There's St. John Ellis. St. John Ellis trying to go on the outside. Tackled in the touch. Wanted to come back inside there. But if only Mike Ford could have got the ball to the supporting Fletcher on one side or Anderson on the other side. Who knows? Castleford may have scored another. What a great game this has been. 17 minutes gone in this second half. We've seen 57 minutes of absolutely magnificent rugby league. But this Wigan side won't be finished with this just yet. John Joyner making the tackle on Sean Edwards. It looks as though John Joyner's gone the standoff. Played there many times, of course, and can possibly last out. Paul Fletcher also in there at the half-back position. So they'll be juggling round, and Dean Bell spinning out there, and the referee says there's nothing wrong with that. And, well, Dean Bell likes it tough. He dishes it out. He takes it back. Oh, now Sean Edwards with a chance. Sean Edwards, but he's no support. No support there at all. Joe Lydon only just coming over the halfway line. Edwards taking a long time to get up. Oh, and that's a terrible decision by the referee, Mr. Colin Morris. That is a terrible decision. Sean Edwards there was playing for time, and John Joyner in 20 years won't have seen anything like that. And Mr. Morris has got it all wrong there. As the professionals would say, he was conned. Absolutely conned there. Sean Edwards knew that there was no one in support. He'd virtually run around in a circle looking for support. When he was tackled by Stedman, he took an age to get up, and Mr. Morris really got it all wrong that time. But of course, that's only Ron Hill's opinion. Maybe a few other Castleford people, but not so many Wigan ones. And Fran O'Botick will be saying, what pressure's on me now? If I miss this one, everybody will say it's easy. It's 2 yards outside the 25. It's some 22 yards in from this touchline side. And they're not easy. When the pressure's on, Wigan, who took the lead after trailing 10-0, came 18-12 in front at the interval. They're playing 12 men now, and they trail 26-20. So can Botica pull 2 points back? We'll see. Well, he's missed it as he's missed it. Well, right over the top of the post. It was very dubious. In fact, I think you'll notice I didn't even commit myself there, because the touch judges were coming from the near side of that post, and the advantage would have been with the kicker. So I let off there, and as I would say, I think it got what it deserved, that one. I didn't think it warranted a penalty, and he didn't get the 2 points. Stevie Hampson, safe as ever. What a great fullback, this lad. Lovely to watch. He's out of the old school. He's tough, hard, rugged, uncompromising, brings the ball out with heart and quality, and takes the ball as though it's just picking a pea up off the table. But can Castleford keep up this tremendous rate? We're midway through the second half now. The 12 men at Castleford, Andy Platt coming forward. They're tackling like demons, but it's like a furnace out there. And to play the best in the game with only 12 men for virtually 3/4 of the game, people would say it's an impossibility. Can John join his legs, keep him going? Sean Edwards running into trouble. He's thrown to the ground. And referee, Mr. Morris, signals it's the last tackle. I think Sean Edwards forgot that. Joe Lydon certainly ran off at the play of the ball there. A wasted tackle, they may say, but time will tell. Fletcher, Jinkin and Bobbin, that's 2 tackles gone. They haven't moved yet, but it's taking time up. Keith England will move. That's back to 1 that should be. Back to 1 that should be. But the referee looks at the touch judge, and Mr. Mitchell on this near side stands there oblivious to what happens. And that's one part of our game we've got to get right, because 6 tackles makes a difference to 3 at this level of football. Castleford now with David Nelson coming in looking for the work. He's bobbing and weaving there, looking for the support. It was there from Joyner. John Joyner can last 20 minutes, I can assure you. Now the ball going from Joyner to Stedman. Stedman puts it into the corner. Hampson takes it. Hampson looking for support, but has to go on his own. Castleford looking for the defensive options. They want to keep Wigan in that 25, but this man will take some tackling. Just caught Crooks a little bit flat-footed there, but Mike Ford make the tackle. What a great debut Mike Ford's having for Castleford. Now Dermot, they've got to watch that. They did it well, because he'll go away from that acting halfback like a good hooker should when the gap's there. Now Andy Gregory, long ball to Edwards. Edwards on the far side of Forshaw. Oh, Panapa takes it second time there, tries to spin out the tackle, can't do there. Nicko's hanging on. Oh, and Panapa's kicking out there. Nicko did well to get out the way of those boots then as Dean Bell comes forward. Dean Bell making the half break, but hanging on there for desperation is Keith England. Fletcher taking the top side. Now Gregory with a high one. Stedman's underneath it. He's got to take it because there's no one else there. Well, that's a knock on by Dennis Betts, but St. John Ellis takes it. St. John Ellis still going round, spinning off, as they say, taking the rub of the green out of the tackle. Did well there, St. John. Now Stedman. Can Stedman make the break there? Can he get clear? No, he can't, but he makes good grounds. Good tackle up by Gildar, because Stedman would have broken the line. That would have been it. Mike Ford, he takes it to the line. This is the good thing about Mike Ford. Castleford need an organiser who's prepared to go to the line, and this little lad will. Fletcher to Ford. Ford's got support there. Oh, what a tackle by Hampson. That was a great tackle by Hampson. It really stopped Mike Ford in his tracks there. Now Joyner, can he open him up, the old maestro? Nicko going there, there's Tony Smith to St. John Ellis. Oh, St. John Ellis spins out of the tackle. This is great stuff from the Black and Ambers. Down here at Weldon Road, we're on the last tackle. What will Joyner do? A little chip through, Joyner's going for it. Joyner's going for it. The ball's lost, it's a try. Oh, Grant Anderson has scored for Castleford. Well, would you believe it? The mistakes of the first half of Castleford are now turning into the mistakes of the second half of Wigan. The old maestro, the old veteran, John Joyner, won't mind me call him old veteran maestro, all of those words, because he's opened the door once again in all those 20 years. That one will be as vital as many of them, because Castleford now lead by 30 points to 20. That little chip through on the last tackle. In came the Lionheart, Steve Hampson. He couldn't kill the ball dead. And Grant Anderson came up. He did a Martin Dermot and just dropped on the ball over the goal line. And they call those tries. They don't have to be scored from 90 yards. They don't have to be scored from 9 yards. If the ball's touched down over the try line, it's 4 points. But believe you me, when you concede tries like that, they seem as though someone scored 100 against you. Lee Crooks having his head bandaged there. And the cheers for Castleford. Grant Anderson with his second try of the match. He'll be pleased with that. St. John Ellis too. 6 tries Castleford has scored against Wigan. Will this make any difference to the Hanley situation? Will Hanley now stop at Wigan? Will it make Leeds increase their offer? All these questions will be asked if 12 men of Castleford could defeat the mighty Wigan here at Weldon Road today. but there's still 15 minutes left, believe you me, and this is the third try in the second half that Lee Crooks has attempted to add the goal. He converted the one of St. Janellis's, and here it comes. Can he add 2 points? It's a great 2 points. The crowd told me that. The skipper Lee Crooks has added 2 what could be very, very vital points, because Castleford have now got a 12 points lead. They lead by 32 points to 20. Lee Crooks with his head bandaged. He won't feel that if that's the scoreline at the end of it. So 4 tries to Castleford in this second half, and would you believe it, 1 solitary goal to Wigan. Now David Nelson coming forward. He's had a marvellous debut for Castleford because he's been willing, he's been eager, and he hasn't made many mistakes either. Here's Keith England and Platt squaring up again. But if you talk to Keith England in the bar, he won't even know he's met Platt this afternoon. That's what he'll tell you, because he's a great player and he respects Andy Platt to the full. Now Fletcher, back to Joyner. Joyner was stood in front of Stedman. That was bad play there by John Joyner, because it wanted to go back to Stedman. It'll go back this time, you can tell him. No, it won't, because Fletcher's seen a gap, and Fletcher's going. On a little chip over from Fletcher. Will it stop in? St. Janellis is after. Oh, out on the full, is that? No. Referee Colin Morris has said there's an obstruction there, so it doesn't matter. St. Janellis was pulled back, or was it Fletcher? That was great play by Paul Fletcher. He's gone into the half-back position. He's revelling in it. Dean Sampson still keeping warm on the touchline. Well, what will Castleford do here? Will they put it into the corner, take the 6 tackles, or will Lee Crooks take an eternity to kick a goal? It looks as though Graham Stedman has had orders from everyone of the team, the coach, the crowd. Just put it into touch safely, Graham, they said. And here it comes. Fletcher with the tap. Keith England, he wants it. He wants to go forward again. The ball didn't come very quickly. He had to stop to take that. But the position is now 10 yards from that Wigan line. 32 points to 20. Castleford are in the lead. Mike Ford to Lee Crooks. Lee Crooks, half break there. I'm sure you can tell the anticipation in my voice when Lee Crooks gets it. And now Tony Smith couldn't really run off for that one. Now Mike Ford puts it in Nicow. Nicow going forward, but he's tackled there. Wigan tackling for their lives. They're short on this side. If Castleford move it, Mike Ford's seen it. He wants the ball out. It's a long ball. Oh no, he just dropped off there. He couldn't quite get it out. The long ball was on. Mike Ford knew it. He still knows the short side's on. John Joyner's open. Mike Ford's on the short. Still going there. Nelson going inside. Can't do it. Mike Ford taken out a little bit late perhaps there, but that won't matter anymore. John Joyner throws it inside. Lee Crooks still going now. What will Lee Crooks do? A little chip through. Lee Crooks is going to gather it. Lee Crooks has thrown it out. Oh, it's a try! David Nelson scored! Oh, that's magnificent! Oh, Lee Crooks! Lee Crooks is one of the greatest you've ever seen, believe you me. Oh, that was thinking. They tell me prop forwards are thick. Lee Crooks had a split second to think what to do there. He gathered the ball. Anybody else from 6 inches from the line would have reached out. He flicked the ball to David Nelson, and David Nelson has repaid whatever signing on fee you can say came with the transfer, with David Pange going there. He scored on his debut. He took the ball brilliantly. The Queen's Park lads, the Queen's Park Amateur Club from Leeds, David Nelson. Give us a smile, David, please. You just scored a try. A great try there. I think he wants to smile. I think he's given us one now, but what a great, great try. This man, Lee Crooks, well, they haven't announced the man of the match because there's still 11 minutes to go. But if anybody wants to defy the majority of this crowd and tell me there's another man of the match, I must have been stood with my back watching another game, because this man has been absolutely head and shoulders above everybody else on the field. And I say that not lightly, because some of the classy rugby we have seen here today surpasses most things most of us will see for the rest of the season. Lee Crooks, blood coming through the bandage. They won't define that as bleeding profusely with this man, I'll tell you that. Shows who the referee is. Here he comes. It's right-footed. It's there. It's going over. It's another 2 points. And if man of the match. Just look at this man, shot him back up. Oh, all those people, the Leeds supporters, they were calling Fatty when Leeds played the other week. They want to come down and see him now. If Leeds had a forward like this man, they too would be playing in a game like this. He really has been one of the great players of our time. Keith England leads the field. Sampson comes back on, and listen to the round of applause for Keith England. He won't like that, because there's 80 minutes in all his games. 80 minutes in all of them. Nick Howe coming forward now. 38 points to 20. Would you believe at half-time Wigan were leading by 18 points to 12, and Castleford, who had already had Graham Sutherwood sin-bin, had him sent from the field of play 2 minutes from the interval. So Castleford have played the second half with 12 men. You'd have thought they had 18 players on the field the way they played. Little Paul Fletcher out there, none more than him since he's come on. He's been electric, he's looked at the gaps, and he's gone. Now Stedman, I'll tell you where this is going. That's going long and deep, and Frano Bottiger will have to face some defenders, and there they are. Sean Irwin, Tony Smith. Sean Irwin has been a revelation in that second row. He'll have a lot to learn there, but he's proved he's got the heart and he's got the fitness. Now Dermot, but there's no one coming for Wigan now. They're coming in ones. It's Andy Platt with only one boot on. And now Skerrett doesn't time his run. Edwards going jinking away. Edwards has got to throw the ball out long. He does so. Signell is going across to try and take on that far side, and the defence at Castleford doesn't look as though they've got a man short. Now Edwards going up the short side, but there's no way there for you, I'll tell him that. There certainly isn't. But, well, what's the referee has got Stan Jackson, the touch judge, on you. St. John Ellis has done something. Sean Edwards is having a little moan about it, but there's no need to, because Stan Jackson came on from that near touchline side in a flash. I would think this will be a penalty to Wigan. We'll have to wait and see. And what's the referee given? We're both kept back. Oh, thank you very much. What's the referee going to give? Oh, he wants to chat without anybody listening. Well, Mr. Morris, please get on with it. We're enjoying the game too much to be waiting for you. But we must appreciate Mr. Morris has got a job to do. St. John Ellis will be called over. What's going to be said? It's taken a long time to give this penalty, I can assure you. Something like 2 minutes at the moment. And John Joyner has got every right to stand where he is. Mr. Morris has absolutely no right to move him from there. The incident was far, far away from there. Mr. Morris may choose to go where he wants, and John Joyner likewise. Well, this is some lecture. I think he's after overtime. Well, let's see if we can tell from the referee now what's happened. Oh, rubbing his face, I think that means. Well, I don't think it really warranted taking that long to tell us that, or whether it was that serious. Skerrett coming forward now. Wigan, they'll want to score again. There's still 7 minutes left. Castleford, they've got to spread across. If Wigan move it long now with a subbing, is Dennis Betts going to score? Dennis Betts has scored. Graham Stedman behind that goal line. He's no good behind the goal line. If Darryl van der Velde is going to play Stedman at fullback, he's got to tell Stedman, you must be in front of the try line. You cannot tackle people and stop tries behind the try line. He must come in front of that line. So can Wigan come back? 38 points to 24. Can Castleford hang on? They really must take their time now. 74 minutes gone, but that's on the stopwatch. There'll be extra time. Mick Morgan comes for his run to bring the water bottle on. And Frano Bottiger adds on the 2 points, 38 points to 26. So Wigan have scored 4 tries to Castleford 7, 5 goals from Frano Bottiger, but we'll just have to wait and see what the outcome of this marvellous game is. It's certainly champagne weather, it's champagne rugby to go with it, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's a few bottles of champagne cracked, even in Castleford. Well, they've just announced the man of the match. I don't think I have to tell you I told you so. You've been watching this game with me. It is number 8, Lee Crooks. I won't take any medals for picking that one, but I will take the great delight of having the pleasure of watching that man this afternoon. He's been sheer poetry in rugby. Absolutely fantastic. And I think a crowd of just short of 9,000 has been announced. And the Castleford directors must wonder what they've got to do to fill this ground here at Weldon Road. It really is a glorious day. You've got rugby's best here, and they still cannot get a full house. And the ball's lost there by Kelvin Skerritt. And Kelvin Skerritt shakes his head, which tells you the ball wasn't stolen. I think that'll be a great assistance to the referees as this season goes on. It is a real difficult pressure on them to decide in close quarters whether the ball is taken or not. And Mike Ford accused of dummy in there. Well, I didn't know there were law on the time taken, but if people's feet are up, you don't put the ball into the scrum. Surely it would have been better to drop it behind the feet, but once again the referee, Mr. Morris, possibly thinking that Castleford will try and take some time up. The Castleford ball boys down below doing their job. I would say that they've been professional very early in their careers. That used to be a pleasure to go to the Hull grounds for the ball boys. They really were well trained. Oh, and Dennis Betts has lost the ball. Paul Fletcher drops on it. And that's good play by Paul Fletcher. Unlike Dennis Betts, that Graham Stedman there knocks off Sean Edwards, but a good decision by referee Colin Morris, because Sean Edwards had moved very quickly to the sides. He'd seen Graham Stedman was going to run away from that acting half-back position. And Graham Stedman, he's going to place the ball down. I wonder if that's anything to do with taking a little bit longer. But why not? He's got the privilege of being on the side that leads by 38 points to 26. Look at the scoreboard there. The scoreboard shows 7 tries to Castleford, 4 to Wigan, and 5 goals apiece. Well, that's absolutely magnificent. Sean Irwin going forward now, taking the ball over the halfway line. And Sean Irwin, has he taken a knock there? Well, I don't know whether he's taken a knock or whether they're playing a little bit of coded rugby. I think it might be a bit of coded rugby, but that's no good if you're then going to lose the ball. The very next tackle, well, Andy Gregory there, taking a bit of a chance at David Nelson when he gets hold of him. He certainly hangs on, and Mike Ford, brilliant tackle by Ford. I think he hurt himself there as Joe Lydon covered with the elbow there, as he thought Ford was coming in a bit high, but Mike Ford gets up. What a competitor he is. Oh, what's happened there? Well, the Castleford physio is up on it, and Dean Sampson, what's he going to do? Oh, he's knocked on. But the referee, well, the Castleford physio came onto the field. There's a lot of talk about physios coming on the field. There'll be a lot of jokes about that. The Wigan player who was tackled and knocked down by a female. Bernadette, the Castleford physio there, really making up for the shortage of numbers that Castleford have got and making it 13 apiece again. It really was a crunching tackle. And if Dean Sampson had picked the ball up and scored the try, who knows? An interesting decision by the referee there. The ball didn't touch anybody, and I guess he says that play was infringed. So Gary Atkins has come back on the field. Mike Ford is going off. They'll be to a rapture. Well, surely the referee, no, Mike Ford is on the field, and Gary Atkins is on. So what's happening here? Castleford have 13 players on. Well, we'll have to see. Castleford have 13 players on the field. Mike Ford, well, he's been told to go off. He should have stopped on for a minute longer. One referee said play on. Andy Gregory might not like that one, but John Joyner and Kelvin Skerritt, well, where was Kelvin Skerritt going there? But it was all a waste of time and energy, Kelvin, because we're in the last 30 seconds of the game, and David Nelson knew that. And Fletcher tries to go down the short side. Joe Lydon tried to go up high. Fletch won't mind that. He likes it rough and tough. And Grant Anderson, oh, and Dean Bell just drops on a little bit late there. And Wigan trying to make every tackle count now because they know the scoreline. There's nothing left for them with the scoreline. Nico just held back there because Crooks was looking. We're now, would you believe it, into injury time. How much longer is it? Stedman thumps the ball down into the corner. That's an absolutely inch-perfect kick. Really was a brilliant kick, that. And Castleford, the decisions of coach Darryl Vanderveld to play Stedman at fullback, to play Atkins at standoff, all his decisions have turned out right. But I suppose even his planning didn't include playing without Graham Sutherlandwood for nearly 3/4 of the match. Oh, well, where did that one go? It came out on the Wigan side, and the referee, Mr. Morris, has given Anderson offside, I think. Well, that's not an advantage to Wigan, because the time this will take, by the time Hampson kicks into touch, well, it's back where the scrum was nearly. Poor old Stevie Hampson, with a minute into injury time. Castleford 38, 7 tries and 5 goals, to Wigan's 26, 4 tries and 5 goals. Castleford won't lose this one now. I'm absolutely sure of that as well. Andy Platt comes forward again, drives in, tackle there, 3 Castleford tacklers. Atkins back on the field for forward, one of them. Anderson and Crooks, the other 2. Gregory, he's going to take him across, but here go Castleford, they'll go across in numbers. They turn him back inside, they've tackled again. Tony Smith, great to see him back, broken leg at Wigan last season. But Castleford played there. Now Hampson again. Dean Sampson, look at him, chase him inside the Scarrett, turning inside out. Lee Crooks is there. They're turning him around. He's going nowhere. They're only to the ground as Atkins takes him down. Castleford's spreading the defensive line absolutely superbly. They really are driving Wigan across, even with these long passes from Edwards to Gregory to Platt, and Joyner tackles him on the inside. And now again we're on the last tackle. Edwards, the slides on, going across. They've got to go again. Bottiger trying to get into the corner, but he's into Tony Smith. Surely the ball was down there and tackled. It doesn't matter now because Stedman's on it. We're on the last tackle. It's the handover situation. Castleford will get another 2 or 3 yards. Graham Stedman will play it. Nico will run off. He'll say, come and tackle me because I want to go down to the ground. There's 2.5 minutes gone of injury time, extra time, call it what you want. I think it'll be something like downtime as far as Castleford are concerned. Absolutely no urgency to drive the ball in hard. Just take it, go to ground, make Wigan go on top of them. Take themselves up. St. John Ellis now comes in. He'll have a bob and a wave though. St. John, if he gets clear, he'll go straight. But now Fletcher will have a little bit of a bob, will he? No, he gives it to Lee Crooks. Lee Crooks straightening up, going forward. They're out of the 25. Just about 8 yards. You know where this one's going now. It's going down the field from John Joyner. Just into touch. The veteran Castleford player there. What a great player. Many tours with Great Britain, many great games for Castleford. He's in his 20-year testimonial season and he's still playing at the very highest level. Over 3 minutes of injury time already been played, and Wigan mount another attack. Can they beat the 12 men? But John Joyner knows how to up. That man Edwards, Sean Edwards, Great Britain halfback, and John just rattling the ball a little bit, but I think even Wigan know now that they've lost this game. And Andy Gregory there, Atkins and Sean Irwin are on him. Sean Irwin has a laugh with Andy Gregory. They're laughing now because they know they've won, and even Scarrett is not breaking tackles now because his opposite number, Sanson's put him down. Grant Anderson in also. Now Sean Edwards to Greg. Little Andy Gregg to Dean Bell, and Dean Bell can't break past Fletcher. This is great tackling from Castleford. The 2 halfbacks, Edwards and Gregory, again a long ball out there to Panaper. Panaper nowhere to go though, because Castleford are just swooping on them in numbers as they drift across. Nicky has had a brilliant debut for Castleford. Tony Smith has tackled, he's taken his try when he wanted. Now the high one's coming up. Where's this one going to go? It's going to go dead, this one, is it? Well, we'll have to wait and see, but referee Mr. Smith, Mr. Morris said, Mr. Colin Morris said Wigan were offside. And believe you me, this will take quite a time to take into touch. Well, Graham Stedman says no, this time he's putting it straight into touch. I thought we'd have been putting the ball onto the floor. 4.5 minutes of extra time already been played. So Wigan, the dejected fans down below us, they know they've lost the opening game of the season. Well, would you believe it? There's no ball quite ready. It's coming now. I think they call it home advantage prerogative or privilege. It means the winners can laugh and the losers, they've just got to grin and bear it. Now Deems Hansen coming forward, still hard tackling from Wigan, but that's the last one they'll make, because this absolutely magnificent victory by the Black and Ambers is one of the greatest victories ever seen at Weldon Road. I think it takes us back to the halcyon days of the 60s when there were 20-odd thousand people and Castleford beat Hull Kingston Rovers in a cup replay on a Wednesday or Thursday afternoon. But really great sporting tribute to the Wigan players there. They've gone and shook hands with the Castleford players. They've all been to shake Lee Crooks, and Lee Crooks now, well, he's limping his most, but he got blisters. He wants to get off the field and he's clapping his supporters. What a marvellous leader he's been there this afternoon. This is one of the best things ever to happen to the town of Castleford for many a year. Now everybody will be saying, have they got the side which can take the championship? Isn't it funny what people are like? One game victory, they'll expect Castleford to win the championship now. Well, believe you me, if they can put performances up like this week in, week out, they'll take some beating. Right from the 9th minute, when Grant Anderson scored the first try and Lee Crooks added the goal from the touchline side, and then a minute later when St John Ellis, after a move it went the length of the field, had a goal from the touchline again from Lee Crooks, so Castleford leading 12-0. They looked material for the championship even at that stage. But then we saw the champions put in to top gear. Hampson got the first, Graham Southernwood was sin-binned. While he was off, we had 2 tries from Steve Hampson, from Dennis Betts. That Steve Hampson was the first, Dennis Betts and Martin Dermott. 2 more Bottiger goals, and Wigan were leading 16-12, and Castleford were down to 12 men. Then we had a further Bottiger goal when Southern was sent for the field after he returned from the sin bin. The self-same foul, or attempted foul, on Andy Gregory, a late tackle. Colin Morris sent him from the field in the 38th minute. That was a half-time score. Castleford 12, Wigan 18. And I think even myself couldn't really expect Castleford would have come out and won this one. But the second minute of the second half, St John Ellis scored his second, 18 points to 16. Lee Crooks levelled it with a great goal, 18 apiece. And then from the kick-off, Dean Sampson lost the ball. He said something to the referee, Colin Morris, a penalty in front of the post. Botter could put Wigan back in front. Surely they were never to lose that lead. But then we had a marvellous Stedman try, 22-20. Then we had a Tony Smith try, juggling in the corner. I thought St John had got his hat-trick, but he'd handle on slickly to Tony Smith. No goal, 26-20. Then Grant Anderson with his softest of tries after John John had chipped through. Hampson didn't make the ball dead. It rolled over the line. Grant Anderson gratefully touched down for his second. Another Lee Crooks goal, 32 points to 20. And then Lee Crooks again. What an absolutely marvellous game this man of the match has had. From about 2 inches, 6 inches short of the line, when he was on the floor, he could have got up and put the ball over the line, but he flicked it out quickly to David Nelson. He took the ball alertly and superbly, put it down over the line, did a little bit of a dance of jubilation, scoring a try in his first match. Lee Crooks added the goal from wide out, 38-20. The scoring wasn't finished there. Wigan came back, but only with a solitary try. Dennis Betts second, Frano Bottiger's extra goal. But the final score and the day belongs to Castleford, the Castleford people, their coach Darryl Vanderveld, and the players. And not least of all, that man of the match, Lee Crooks. What a marvellous game. Malcolm Reilly's been here. Lee Crooks is telling everybody, I'm going on tour. I think he's just about told Malcolm Reilly that now, that put my name down. The final score here from Weldon Road, a very sunny, a great game for the neutrals, for Rugby League. Castleford 38, Wigan 26.